Meaghan,
What's up?
how are you? I like how we just came into this, right?
I know. Okay, I love this space, by the way.
Yeah? Is your first time being in here?
No, backstory. Like, I used to shoot in this studio. One of my first fitness photo shoots was in this studio. So this brings back a lot of memories for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she made a return, ladies and gentlemen. How do you say your last name?
Terzis.
Terzis.
Yeah, some people say Terzis.
Where does that originate from?
So my husband's Greek.
Okay.
Terzis.
Terzis. Have you been to Greece?
We actually have a summer home in Greece.
Look at this. Did you know this? Oh, yeah, I forgot you were there. But you all did that show. It's all good.
Yeah, we go every summer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I feel that I am more Greek than I am Canadian. And it's when I met Bill, I've come from a small family. So I'm married into a big family. And I love that because I was, we had a big, like my big fat Greek wedding. We had over 400 people at our wedding.
I love that. You know, I've heard your story on a previous podcast. We were at the same networking event with Mike Van Holt and stuff like that. So it's remarkable that I got a chance to come up and introduce myself to you. Because I was like, she probably doesn't know who I am, but I'm just going to just make the handshake happen and then just hit the follow the next day, and then we'll see what ends up happening.
I love that you did that.
Well,
I think you're like an energy in a room, by the way. Like
really?
that event that I met you, I was like, who is this guy?
Stop it.
No, I was like, this
You got me blushing on camera right now.
This guy's got energy.
Yeah.
Like next level.
Yes.
So we were meant to connect.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. I feel like what I want to speak to is a lot of overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
And you're a business owner and entrepreneurship and empowering women and all that great stuff. So now that we're here, I want to ask, what is overcoming adversity feel like for you?
I think that life will constantly put roadblocks and challenges in front of you. And it's a test. It's a test. How are you going to get over it or make your way around it? How are you going to overcome that? And I think that we just need to know, and like for me, I know that I am capable of anything. It's having this kind of abundant mindset. And it didn't just happen overnight. I actually went out for dinner with a couple girlfriends last night, and we were talking about, years ago, and they said the old Meaghan. And I went, the old Meaghan?
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, like the old Meaghan wouldn't do what this Meaghan's doing now. I went, yeah, you're right. I've grown. The amount that I've grown in the last over a decade. My daughter's 15, so in the last 15 years, the amount of growth that I've had. But I've also wanted growth. I've accepted growth. I wanted to grow. Because I think some people can get stuck, but they're happy being stuck, or they're happy just in the day-to-day. Whereas I'm always like, what can I do to be better? What can I do to grow more? What can I do so I got into podcasts, and I got into learning about growth and self-development. I also, I think one of the biggest things that I did for myself where I started to really grow as a person was I started my network marketing business. I started with doTERRA over 10 years ago. And I think that for me was where my growth began, because I became this entrepreneur, and I had my own business. And that for me was, I'd never done anything like that before. But I was determined when I saw kind of how it all worked. I was like, how do I get from here to here? And that intrigued me. I don't want to be in the middle. I want to be here. How do I get to the top? And so I learned from the best in the company. I networked with the right people. I got to know the owners. I went to these events and I was like, where's the owners?
Really? Just like that?
Yeah. How do I meet them?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you give me a tour of the campus? It's not sometimes like who you know, or is what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know, yeah.
But it's also when you get to surround yourself with powerful people, when you get to be with the people that have created the company and you see their mindset and their heart and what they're doing, that's a driver. That's a driver. So I wanted to be around, not the people that were at where I was in my company, I wanted to be at the top. So who did I want to hang around with? The people at the top.
I like that.
So it's like you have to find those people. You can find them, right? It's like who you surround yourself with, who you hang out with. And I look at even the girls that I was out for dinner with, and they said the old Meaghan. They've seen that growth, but I've also seen the growth in them because us as friends, we grew together because we were encouraging each other constantly to grow. And I think it's who you surround yourself with. Surround yourself with confident, powerful people, good people. There's a lot of people that are very successful and in very high places that don't have maybe good hearts, or they might not be great people. You know, you start to read people.
I feel like the method of today was grounded energy. There's been a lot, right? And you have some very grounded energy that I can pick up on. Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? Is that something that was just continuous learning, or?
You know what? It's interesting you ask that because I sometimes ask myself this question.
Okay.
Like, where, I sometimes surprise myself. I'm like, who is this person? Mm-hmm. Like, what am I doing? Like, I sometimes like, oh my gosh, I have to sit down. I have to breathe. I have to, you know, sometimes I feel like maybe am I being too ambitious in life, or, you know, check yourself here, Meaghan. But no, I wasn't always this way. Like I said, going back to the old Meaghan. The old Meaghan was willing to learn. She was willing to grow. And in order to do that, you have to be willing, right? And having this, I guess the question was kind of like how I would say, again, surrounding yourself with the people, but I can also thank my growth that I have had from my husband. My husband has been a huge supporter. Mm-hmm. And I think when you have people in your life that are cheering you on, like, or that are in your corner saying, you can do it, like, you know, then you can do it. Both big businesses that I've been involved with, I literally looked at my husband both times, and he looked at me and he's like, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I'm like, okay, I can do it. The second I had him say to me, you got to do this, I was like, okay, I know that he believes in me, and he's going to help me through this and support me through this. Right? Like, even tonight, I'm like, see ya. Like,
deuces, I'll be back in an hour.
I was like, yeah, I gotta go do a podcast. He's like, huh? I was like, don't worry, I'll tell you later. And he's like, sometimes we just have these very busy schedules, and, you know, we've been married for 18 years and life can be busy. And sometimes, you know, I mean, the biggest thing in a relationship is obviously communication. But at the end of the day, you know, we're both on the same page. And he supports me. And I know that he's probably like, he actually called me as I left the house. He calls me, he's like, where are you going again? And what are we doing for dinner? I'm like, you're gonna need to figure out dinner tonight because I'm busy. And so he's like, okay, you go do a good podcast today. So he's very, very supportive. And I think that having that support, but having him as someone who I can like look at, like I look at the way that he lives his life and how he had success in his life, and he did it showing up, being honest. And I think that like he's helped me to grow into being a grounded person.
And I've heard you speak about that. Yeah, I've heard you speak about that too.
He grounds me, yeah.
Wow, it's powerful.
It is powerful.
Yeah. So with everything that you do, because I feel like you do so much, right? You got what is it? 3 F-45s now?
No, just 2, just 2 right now.
We're putting 3 out there now.
Well, you know, we got to always think big.
Of course.
We always have to have the next thing that we're growing towards.
Okay. I see this on the Instagram. I see the stories. I see the community that you're building over there. And for you, like, what does that feel like for you that you can just shake and move the London, Ontario community? Oh,
you know what? It has been taking over F-45 here in London, and not just one location, but 2. And so we own the both locations here in London. Has been like, I almost like get emotional about it because we didn't just take on a gym, we took on these the community of people behind it. And I can't even tell you how many people have just been so appreciative and have welcomed us with open arms and who have like really loved what we're doing. And my business partner and I, we have so much fun doing it. And obviously we're showing all the amazing, great things. And of course there's going to be, bumps in the road, and there's going to be things that come up. But at the end of the day, these are all things that we can deal with and get through and just keep growing. And we have so many plans for F45.
You want to share some of the plans?
Well, I mean,
She's like, you can't have the spoilers yet.
You can't have all the spoilers, but no, I think it's just like showing people that they can be part of something. And, we've seen some really tremendous growth over at West Bend. We took it over in September, and we've just seen like classes become full and people create friendships. We've seen relationships blossom. Okay. And I'm just like watching this all go down, and like it is changing people's lives. It is really, really changing people's lives. And that to me just feels so good.
Love that you say that.
Yeah. And then like, it's not just about owning a gym now, it's about helping to create relationships and community. And that's been really, really amazing.
I love that. I love that. You speak about your older self. Let's do something, or let's role play this.
Okay.
Your older self is sitting right in this chair here, and she's asking you, the new improved self, what would be the energy be like? What would it feel like? What would you want to tell the older self?
Just go with your gut.
Yeah.
Just go with it. If you see something and you want it, go after it, and don't let anything get in your way. Like I think you need to, there are so many distractions in life and in business. Right? There's always going to be a competitor, or there's always going to be another gym. There's always going to be those things. I think having an abundant mindset of there's room for all of us, right? I don't look at anyone as like being a competitor. Actually, I want everyone to succeed. A new gym pops up, great. Because guess what? There's room for all of us. There's room for all of us to be successful. So I don't have this scarcity mindset of it's just me. Because you get in that, then it's actually a negative thing, right? So it's like I have this abundant mindset of there's room for all of us to be successful. I wish everyone the best. And if something is distracting me, I have to mute it or block it and put my blinders on and just go full force into what I'm doing. Do the work that I'm doing and not let it distract. Because I think a lot of people don't accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish because they let the distractions in. They let people get in. They let the people creep in. They let the business creep in. They let the things creep in, which then hold them back from achieving their goals, right? And you just can't let that get in your way.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
So would you say the older you there was a lot of self-doubt?
I wouldn't say a lot. I think that it was just more of like, I just didn't have the knowledge that I was capable of everything that I'm capable of. My parents, love them, great people. But again, like I just felt like growing up, I was never told, oh, you could do anything and everything. And it was, I could, but I don't think I ever really heard it all that much. And I think that when I was younger, I didn't think like I could go to university or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, then again, like as a parent myself, I look at kind of like, my childhood, which was great. But I look at the things where I'm like, I wasn't really told that. Like I didn't really know that was an opportunity for me. Right. And again, it's not anything that my parents did wrong. They didn't know any better really. Like it was a great environment, but I feel that I then became into a marriage where I was told that I could do anything. Like I could do anything I put my mind to. So I got that from my husband.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
really want my kids to know you could do anything you put your mind to. Right.
But have the right rock that's there, that's set in place.
100%.
So I feel like, because I talk a lot about a lot of different topics, dating is one of them. You speak a lot to your husband. For the women that are out there listening that are living in a single life, right? And maybe wanting to find that guy or that rock. Doesn't have to be marriage, it could be a long-term committed relationship. What's the first thing, like your piece of advice? 18 years of marriage, right?
Yeah.
Strong. What's the first piece of advice you'd give to them?
You never want to settle, right? if that person is open and honest, lets you be you, that's worth exploring that relationship and like looking at long-term stuff. I'm very lucky to have the relationship that I have with my husband, but we both work hard at it. You know, it doesn't just come easy. Relationships are work. And I think you have to be willing to put the work in. I didn't just wake up to this like amazing man that just, you know, gives me the world and treats me wonderfully like he does. But we've put the work in, you know, nothing's always butterflies and rainbows.
No.
But we communicate. We never go to bed angry at night. Like I think there's been like a couple times where it's like, you know, you go to bed and you're like, you're pissed off at the person, right?
I think we all been there.
But we're still like, I love you. Yep. Okay. Like, or like we'll sit there and we'll talk. Yeah. Talk it out. Talk it out. The more you hold things in, the more things will bubble and boil and just come out to be nasty. And we've seen that. We've seen people go through some divorces and relationships fail through COVID and it can get ugly. But I find that when I see these things, kind of the common thing was like it was lack of communication, not talking about your feelings and how you feel. When you're not able to do those things, then it might not end well.
Yeah, because I speak a lot to whatever relationship you get in, right? For the man, if you're the 1, the 3, and the 5, the lady can be the 2 or the 4 or the 6, or however you want to put it, right? And that person inserts, right? You ebbs and you flow, you know? And I think we've all been there in our younger ages where we may have, like for me, you date somebody and it's like resentment sets in. There's anger. Somebody said something. They went out, they did what they were not supposed to do, whatever. They're being not the most loyal person. And it could be something that's like a small little miscommunication that you don't want to adjust or you don't even want to address because of fear, because you don't want to rock the boat too much. Because if you rock the boat too much, then it's going to be up in smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, communication, honesty, trust. Like trust is huge. You know, if you break someone's trust, like it, not even in just a marriage or a relationship, friendships, businesses,
talk about it,
partnerships. Yeah. Like to me, trust and communication is everything. You break my trust,
it's over.
It's done.
I'm the same way.
I just think that life is too short, and if someone's out to get you or to be malicious or hurt you, I don't have time for that. Done.
As you're in this city of London, Ontario, right, and you see how you're navigating and you're just climbing and things like that. I really want to go somewhere with this. You spoke about an empowerment group that you have with your girls, or like the dinner parties and stuff like that. You ever thought about bringing that back on like a full-time thing, like a more full-scale thing?
Like our Love and Lemons group? Is that
what? You call it that, yeah? I didn't want to give the name out.
Yeah, the Love and Lemons. Oh my gosh. And that's who I was out for dinner with.
Okay.
With those girls.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of my girlfriends, she lives in Toronto, so she was down. So we've kind of all, like I have a girlfriend that lives in Toronto now, and the other one lives in Florida, and then the one of us, like 2 of us still live here in London. So yeah, we, like for like almost 10 years, we had this group where we would get together every single month and we would empower each other. We had a topic with every dinner party, and we would laugh, we would cry, we brought in a sex therapist one dinner.
Wait. What?
Which is actually really funny. It's like, you know, we would bring people in to talk to us so that we could learn, it wasn't just like we had people who were like motivational, and we would invite guests, special guests to our dinner parties. And we just had fun with it. And we learned so much, we laughed so much, we cried so much, and we grew. So it was almost like a real life podcast at the dinner table.
So you gonna bring it back?
I want to, but we don't all live in the same town anymore.
Virtual.
No, it's not the same.
Well, I'm saying bring it back in like and whoever's probably listening to this, I'm like, I'm just gonna start this now. Go right ahead, but you can't duplicate the energy. You know what I mean? But it's
You can though, because find your people.
True.
Find the people that, if you're feeling stuck in your life and you're feeling like, ugh, I can't grow, find people that will grow with you. You know, I didn't always, like, I had my high school friends, and then after high school, like, I met my husband a lot younger, married younger, had kids younger. And so it kind of put me in this, like, I felt like I didn't have, like, a lot of my friends were still in this kind of party stage. And I was like, kind of being like, who am I going to hang out with? I'm like, so I kind of like, I had to almost like find new friends almost, because, or find people who were in the similar situation as me with young kids or a new marriage and had similar interests. And that's how I met these girls. I met one of them at the gym. One of them was a photographer. The other one, she was friends with the other girl. And that's how I met these girls. And they, two of them had kids. The other one was a student and at the time. And we just, like, we just clicked. And these girls, like, it was kind of when we started this group, these weren't old friendships. These were brand new friendships. We started this group not knowing anything really about each other, but we all had similar interests. We worked out, we were into health and wellness, and like we found each other. So if you're feeling like I'm stuck and the girls that I want to hang out with, you know, they're not into the same things I'm into, well, where can you find these people? Where can you find your people?
And the reason why I ask this, because I think as you go out and you network and you build connections and things like that, there's a lot of ladies between 30 and 40 that may not have the supporting cast. Yeah. And you know that they're hungry for it. So it's like, where do they look? Like, you have your main group of friends, but it's like some people get comfortable and they don't want to leave that inner circle. They don't want to leave the circle. So it's like, how do they, I don't want to use pivot because it's so like 2020.
I look at how I met some of these girls and how I've even met, like, I was just in Texas. We went for a family day weekend. We took the kids. One of my girlfriends lives there. But I met a girl on social media about 12 years ago. And her name's Brooke. And she's in the fitness modeling industry. And her and I both got into publications and got into that whole, like, fitness, dove down deep. And we connected on social media. Probably Facebook, I think it was. It was before, like, Instagram.
Good old Facebook.
Yeah, before Instagram really became a thing.
Yep.
And we would see each other, you know, do these shoots and do this. And I had like this mad respect for this girl. I was like, oh, I feel like we are so similar. I love her energy. I love what she's doing. I'm inspired by her. And we started connecting, like, through messaging each other, like, oh my God, I love that photo. Great shot. Congratulations. 12 years later, we met for the first time last weekend in Texas, because she lives in Texas. And I messaged her, I'm like, Brooke, I'm coming to Texas.
Okay.
We got to meet.
Yeehaw.
So guess where we met?
Texas.
F45. I made her go to an F45
You
workout.
would do something like that, eh? You would do something.
I was like, Brooke, you got to meet me at F45. And she did. But what I'm saying and why I say this is, like, even though we'd never met in person, we still supported each other all these years. So, like, it's not hard to reach out to someone who you are drawn to, or say, like, hey, we've never met before. Let's go for coffee. Let's meet up. What's the harm in, like, if you're drawn to someone's energy and you're kind of like feeling stuck in your own kind of group, or maybe you feel like, you know, you are starting to realize that there's things that aren't in common with the people you're hanging out with or surrounding yourself with. Maybe you have big fitness goals and, like, you want to really adopt a really healthy lifestyle, but maybe the people you're hanging around with are like, it's time to drink, or it's time to, you know, and it's always about the food and the alcohol and this and that. Like, it's nothing to say that you can't find the people. Maybe it's the girl that's at the gym that has her headphones on beside you every single day, that's lifting weights right beside you.
Right.
Go introduce yourself.
Right.
See, she wants to go for coffee.
But I think it's a fear of communication now, because people are like, well, what's that person going to think?
There's a lot of fear.
Right.
And just get over it. Get over it. Like, get over yourself. At the end of the day, no one cares. And if that person doesn't want to go for coffee with you. There's a reason you're drawn to somebody.
Yep.
Because most likely you are connecting on the same kind of wavelength.
Yep.
Right? So, and if that doesn't work out, what do you do? You didn't...
Energy and frequency. And I
Yeah.
think when you operate at a high energy, the right people attract.
Yeah.
They come and they find you.
100%. And so it's like, I just feel that so many people and so many women get stuck, and it's like a hamster on a wheel, and they maybe feel like, I don't have that support system. And if you're looking for it, like it's right there. You just have to get over the fear, right? Sure. It's like anything. It's like you want to change your job. Mm-hmm. You want to change, you just need a change. Like you just have to be willing to put work in, to educate yourself. Like if you wanted to leave your job and try something new, like then what's holding you back? The fear of what other people are thinking of you? Mm-hmm. Who gives a shit?
To speak on fear in the last 6 months, when has fear showed itself and how did you conquer it?
I mean, fear shows itself all the time, but I don't let it. Like if I lived in fear, I wouldn't be who I am today. I would not own these gyms. I would not be sitting in this seat right now. When fear creeps in, it's going to creep in no matter what, because there's always things we're going to be afraid of. But it's like, am I going to embrace that fear? And am I going to conquer that fear? And I actually like get a high off of going into the fear.
Speak to that.
Like, it's like when you can conquer that, like you're scared of something and you just go for it, the reward afterwards and the feeling you feel of accomplishment. Like right before I took over ownership of West Bend, and this was July, we started the process. August, we were actually in Greece. And this whole thing happened while we were away. And I landed September 1st. We got the keys September 2nd. And we were like, here we are. But that entire month, I think like what nobody saw was the fear. I wasn't, I could hardly sleep. I was like, am I making the right decision? There were tears. There was like, what if we lose all our members because they don't like us or me? Or what if this whole thing just doesn't work? And you can think all the negative things. But I was like, no, it's going to work. I'm going to make it work. It's like you have to like, sometimes you have to just talk yourself out of that fear.
Right.
It's that self-talk. The self-doubt creeps in. I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna be able to make this work. What are people gonna say? What are people gonna think? And like, there's a lot of layers. So yeah, they see the, yay, I'm the new owner and the key, but they don't see what happened emotionally on like the fear side. There was a lot of fear, a lot of doubt. But I'll tell you right now, when I got to announce it and it's like, this is the reality of it, did that freaking feel good? And that like literally rode because those members felt how excited we were. They didn't feel that scarcity because we made that decision. Now that key's in my hand. And we just were like, we're going to do this. And we're not going to let the fear set in.
I like to give people their flowers. You're immaculate at storytelling. You're immaculate at storytelling. And book coming soon. Is that the next step? She laughs. She laughs at me. Book coming soon?
No.
No? Why not?
Should I write a book?
I think so. I think you got from doTERRA, you can go from marriage to doTERRA to F45. Maybe start your own podcast. Oh, it's coming, eh? So you know what she just did, right? She just announced her podcast without even announcing it.
No, I didn't. I did not. You know what? I have lots of really cool ideas that I'm wanting to kind of roll out, I think, over the next year.
So a podcast is coming.
I wouldn't call it a podcast, but...
Oh, so she's saying she's going big level talk show.
It's a big level talk show.
She's saying networks.
Yeah, I was like, no, Netflix. Here we come.
Really?
No.
She already put that.
I just got to put it out there.
I love that. You got to think big, right?
You got to think big. You do have to.
Yes.
You really do.
Yes.
And it can be scary and it can be, but whatever. I don't care. And if it doesn't work, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Right? I think being an open and honest person is the best thing that you can be. And everything else will come into place. And, if you see something you want, don't be afraid to get it. You just have to go for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like you keep the cards close to her chest.
Overcome the fear.
Okay.
Like it's there's so many things in life that are scary, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I look at how far we've come since that day that we announced that we're here. And I look at how far we've come with, taking over the second location and just the growth of that first location in such a short amount of time. And how many people are we are so happy that you guys are showing up.
Yeah.
We're happy that you guys are here and you guys are wanting to make this a community and you guys are running these events and you guys are running all these cool things. And I look at that fear that I felt in July and August and I'm like, that is so worth it. Right. And celebrating your accomplishments is also a big thing too. I think that's big.
So here's where we're going to have some fun because
oh boy,
he knows where I'm about to go with this.
Have we already had some fun?
Oh, we having a lot of fun, but this is where this fun's going to come into play.
Gosh,
because I already told you this, so you're kind of prepped.
Okay.
You have a doppelganger. You do.
No.
You do. You guys look alike. And I know the people that are going to watch this, they're going to all say the exact same thing.
Okay.
I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to say is, Meaghan looks like Charlotte Flair. Just saying. She's like, buddy, no, I don't.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
I'm going to show you what outfit when you were on the ski trip.
Ski trip.
The exact same outfit she has. And I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, you got to go side by side with that one then.
I'm going to go side by side. Doppelganger.
Okay.
You never know. Maybe you guys might work out at 45, wherever she's at. That could be crazy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your first guest for you or whatever you're
Whatever
doing. She's going to be like,
my next big plan is? I'm not telling you yet.
You're not telling me?
Not yet.
No? No behind the scenes? The camera's off?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not competing.
No. It's not
No,
compete.
we never compete.
No.
Collaborate.
And there's room for everyone. Remember? I'm always in the
1000%.
mindset of
Yes.
there is room for everybody.
Yep.
Podcasts, gyms, whatever profession you're in. Husband's a dentist. Lots of dentists out there.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
But there's dental offices on every corner. Yeah. But he's super successful in what he does because he's good at what he does. And that's all there is
I'm
to
here
it.
for, here's what I would do. I'd empower your community. I'd love to see the both of you guys sit down and have a conversation.
Okay. Bill and I together.
Bill and Meaghan.
Okay, this would be fun. And actually, I've always wanted to do this.
Okay.
Because he is not into social media at all. He does not understand what I'm doing on social media. He doesn't understand reels. He doesn't understand nothing. Like the lingo. I could say a reel and he's like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But,
Gotta catch the
and he
hook.
doesn't like to be on social media. So we can be out eating or we can be out on a vacation and I'm like trying to take a picture of us and he's like, don't post that. Don't. He likes his privacy.
I like that. Okay.
Right? And I'm like, here's my life for all to see. But I'm also very I am cautious that, you don't see my kids on my social media a lot either because they will say, they don't, Mom? No. Okay. So I'm very respectful to my family but sometimes I'm like, guys, they need to see that I have a family.
Yeah.
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 People are sliding in my DMs right now and I don't need it. So... Bill, check out this message. Please, can you take a picture with me today?
Dreaded DMs, eh? You get them too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm married. What's happening?
People don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
You know what they're trying though. Like I said, you don't know until you ask.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will get the sliding into the DMs. But then I'm like, Bill, it's time to take a picture. You haven't shown your face on social media in over months. So
when you say, so hold up. So when you say sliding into DM, are you talking like athletes maybe sliding into DM?
Athletes? No, not athletes.
Because you have a significant following, so you never know.
Yeah, no,
never know who could be in the DM,
randoms,
right?
random people. you know?
You just block it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
See you later.
No room for that. Gone. Bye-bye.
I love that you say that. Don't entertain it. Trust me. You know, I hate,
don't entertain it.
No, you can't.
Or like the best was like an ex-boyfriend saw me out and then was like slid into my DM the next day and I was like, block, see ya. Like
what are you doing?
What are you doing, dude?
You know what the DMs I'm getting now? I can't stand it. You guys, your team can speak to this. The SEO, the people that are coming at you, these bots, like because you open up like channels or like YouTube,
Right.
Buy our followers and I can do your SEO. I have blocked so many people from Instagram. Now it's going to my email.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I just need to like have a whole other email so people can't see it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's nuts. It is nuts.
Yeah. I'm always constantly getting these random messages from, get more views on social media.
You gotta filter that out.
Yeah, you gotta filter. And so when people slide into the DM, you just gotta see ya. See ya.
I love that you say it, Jesus.
See ya. So going back to Bill and social media. So a couple years ago, doTERRA had released a new product and it's called MetaPower. I absolutely love it. It's our collagen. And we did a 30-day challenge. And I said to Bill when I got it, I was like, I'm so excited about this product. Will you do a 30-day challenge with me? He's like, what does that mean? And I was like, 30 days, we're going to document using this product. We're going to take before photos, after photos. Like, we're going to see how this works because I will never push a product or anything unless I believe in it. So we went through 30 days of this product and I was bringing Bill on and doing lives on my Instagram page. And I was showing Bill and being like, all right, Bill, like, let's talk about this product. I had more views than I've ever had. I had more likes. I had more engagement. And I was like, I don't know, Bill, social media likes you. But we would have it I'll have fun with it though. Like, I'm like, guys, Bill's back. Play like Thunderstruck,
Hey, you just might have a product placement right there. Bill's back.
Bill's back.
Like once every 6 months.
I know. I need to bring him on. He just gets like really weird about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't like it.
I hear you.
But
I'd pay money to see you guys sit across from each other, do a podcast. Just to be a fly on the wall because like he has a unique experience. Like you get to see so many different conversations before the general public.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like the raw feeling of the conversation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Before you do like the editing and this and that and the social media clips and the captions on the words.
Yeah. Oh, Bill thinks I'm like out to lunch sometimes. He's like, are you like what are you doing on I'll be in the kitchen being like, this is my grocery haul and he's like, I can't with you right now. Like he thinks I'm totally crazy sometimes, but it just works.
You know what? I think it's the age that we're in because, if I look at one of my guys that's in Toronto, he was on Big Brother, right? His name's Jedson Trevania. And his girlfriend is big into like fitness also too. Mm-hmm. And she's doing her own thing. And you see how they yin and yang off of each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, he'll make a post, she'll make a post. She'll make a post, he'll make a post. And they're like simultaneously in each other's posts. Yeah. And I'm just like, because I want to get them to come on the show, because I have a DM conversation I want to ask them. Yeah. Because I know both of those DMs must be just volatile right now. Yeah. Like upon numbers of like, who knows? Not people like pitching, sponsorship or like, just the weird frivolous stuff, Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But no, I'm here. I'm here to pay top dollar for that. Yeah. Maybe I can organize it. We'll just have the cameras. We won't post it.
People are interested in Bill. I don't like. I'm just like, okay. Yeah. No, they're very curious of our relationship.
But he does all your dental work too. Mm-hmm. Okay, see, it makes sense. Yeah. And don't pay nothing for that, right?
Free dentistry. Great.
No, I feel you.
It's great.
So, as we're winding this down, we got like what? I feel like the year is going by like quick already. We're already. What? By the time this comes out, it's going to be mid-March. Okay. Mid-March, it's going to be coming out. Is there one thing that you're wanting to conquer for 2024? And what is that?
My goal for this year is to have F45 be the number one gym in London.
Whoo! Okay. All right. We just might drop that now.
Yeah, I want to like max out our growth. And just have a kick-ass community. We already do, but like I want people to catch the bug and really experience what F45 is about. And I want to see these gyms thrive because they are thriving. But I want to see them thrive, and they will.
I would say I can see why it will, but we ain't gonna give that because they will have to pay for that behind the paywall. So I won't give that value, but I'll tell you after when the camera shuts off.
Okay.
I see what you're gonna do. I can already feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's good. I like that because there's competition everywhere, right? There's competition in podcasting.
Yeah.
You know, my last guest that sat here, he said the exact same thing. It's like show business.
Yeah.
Podcasting is show business, but it's like you need more collaboration than this, oh, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Or I got this many followers.
You know what I always say? I wish you all the best.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish you all the best.
For sure.
I'm going to put my head down and do the work.
Yeah.
And I don't need distractions.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the work and I will show you. And I'm going to show up hard for my business and for my community. And I'm not going to let anything stand in the way of that.
What's your least favorite workout?
My least? I don't have a least favorite. I'm being serious.
Are you lying?
No, I love it all. I love our cardio days. I love hybrid days.
It's not burpees?
Resistance. I love burpees.
You love burpees?
I love burpees. We had a workout where we had to do like, I don't know, it was like 7 minutes of burpees or something. And I was like, bring it.
It's kind of back in my heyday. I used to be a trainer too, right? So, but I retired permanently. I may come out for something else, but we'll see.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
it might not be F45. That's the only thing. You give me that look, and she's trying to like, you're coming to my gym. I don't think so.
Yeah, you are.
I'll come work out.
Come work out.
I'll definitely come work out. Definitely come support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to get you out for a workout.
No, for sure. But I think that just for you and like what this city needs is that energy. The energy's here, but it's in specific places. Like you have the real estate energy, but the gym energy is there. But I feel like it's just like, well, we're just focusing on our plot here.
Yeah.
When I had Brandon Pruss came on.
Brandon and I went to high school together.
So you went to RMC?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's what's up. And Brandon said it's like bringing in other trainers from other gyms to train. Hey, this is what they got going on over here. It's collaboration. People don't look at that. You know what I mean? They don't look at that. It's the same thing with like podcasting. I'm like, my content is your content.
Yeah.
You will get the raw file and you do whatever you want to do with it because maybe it's something you're wanting to do down the road. You can take snippets out of that, you know?
Yeah.
It's content.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I like going back to what you said, like I feel like there's room for everybody and everyone will be successful if they want to be successful. And for 2024, it's just, you know, putting in the work, putting your head down, showing up. That's what's going to create success.
I always get to the part of my show where I ask about 1% better, right? Because it's needed, it's necessary. From your point of view, your POV, what does 1% better mean for you?
I think just showing up.
Yeah.
Like every single day, like you show up, be there for your community, your friends, your family, like, and do it with a smile on your face.
For sure.
Like be a positive person, be someone's light, be someone's reason to come and get, for me, like to get to the gym. If I'm that reason for someone, like, okay, Meaghan's coaching that class, like I gotta get to that class today. Like I want to be someone's help to motivate people and to be there and show up.
I like that. I like that. Well, where can everybody check out the gym? But my audience is like all over, so they're gonna be like F45.
Yeah.
Why? Well, you know what? Better yet, before you answer that, why should they go to F45?
Oh my gosh, why shouldn't they? So most of it's a franchise, and you can find F45s all over the world. So for I was just in Texas, found myself an F45. We were in Cabo for New Year's, found myself an F45. In Vegas, found myself an F45. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can find an F45. Why should you try F45? Because it's incredible. I have seen incredible results for myself. Like I said, I would never promote something that I didn't believe in. I am a product of the product. I train there 6 days a week. I love our workouts. It has given me confidence. I feel like even has helped me create a more healthier relationship with food even, because I felt like, I don't know, we're totally getting off topic here, but like you can kind of get in this whole thing of like, eating for you and right and all that stuff. Like, but I felt like with F45, I was able to maintain, I'm like in this maintenance stage, which feels really good because a lot of people, they're always like, I want to lose 5 pounds and I want to lose this and I want to lose this and I want to gain this and I want to gain. I don't really have a lot that I want to lose or I want to gain. I'm in like this maintenance stage and I'm like super happy with that. And F45 has gotten me to this maintenance stage, which is great because I'm like not always trying to be like, I need to put on this, or I'm not playing this vicious game with myself of I want to improve. I need to be better. I'm like, I'm super happy with where I'm at.
I like that.
And so like for me, that's very powerful. But I also have a lot of members and a lot of clients that are like, I want to lose X amount of weight. And when we run challenges and when I see them, and sometimes I haven't seen them for a few weeks, and I'm like, dude, you look incredible. They're like, I know, I'm down 2 pounds. Or I've gained like 3 pounds of muscle. I'm like, amazing. Like they're seeing the results. F45, you see the results. They're there. So why should someone go? I'm like, you can always find like a 7-day trial at F45. What I love about the 7-day trials is you can actually have a really good feel of what we're all about. You can try the cardio, you can try the hybrids, you can try our resistance days. You might love all of it and be like, I need to be a member there. Or you might go, you know what? I need cardio in my life. I could see myself going once a week. Buy like class passes or drop-ins. Like it really has something for everybody. It's not about like constant memberships. And I am not focused on selling. And I think this is why my business is successful. I'm not here to sell you something.
I picked that up.
You can come and try at 45. You can come and try my gym for free. I'll give you a 7-week free trial. Okay. Or you can pay $35. Big deal. Whatever. I'm not trying to sell you it, but if you love it,
it sells itself.
I'll teach you. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. And I figured that just even when we were talking, you can tell it's not like a sales pitch.
I'm not looking at how many new members did I get? How many sales did I make?
Yeah.
What's my number at?
Right.
When I first took over, I was looking at how many auto paid members we had. And I looked at it for about a week and I went, I'm not focused on this. Haven't looked at it since September. Now, mind you, my studio manager and my my business partner, like they'll fill me in. Even my husband, he'll look at like numbers. He's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not focused on that at all. I want people to be happy. I want people to love what they're doing. And if they don't love what they're doing, there's always something else that they're going to love.
Sure. For sure.
I'm not upset if you don't love F45. I'm not upset if you go to another gym, because at the end of the day, I'm happy that you found your thing and that you found the work that you love. And I think this is also having that abundant mindset is also what brings success in life. Because if you're focused on the number, you're focused on the sale, you're focused on those things, it's not good.
Mic drop. Jeez.
Boom.
Boom. Where can everybody check you out? Where can everybody get in contact, feel inspired?
Yeah.
Obviously, go check out F45.
F45. We have 2 locations here in London. We have our West Bend location, and we have our Masonville location. So those are the 2 locations here in London. You can always message me on Instagram. You can find me at Meaghan Terzis. But yeah,
I appreciate you. I fucking appreciate you. Honestly. I never thought this was ever going to happen, but I had it on my vision board. People don't know. The vision board's always there. They're like, who's coming on the show? I don't even announce who's coming on the show anymore.
Yeah.
They do this. They see the behind the scenes stuff and they're like, okay, that's a teaser.
Yeah.
And then it comes out and they're like, oh.
There it is.
It's so funny. Before we close out, I was out a couple nights ago. And somebody's like, yo, I've seen your stuff shared by so many people. I'm like, really? Because the thing is what you speak to. I don't check the metrics per se. With certain things, I check the metrics.
Yeah, of course.
But not everything. So I don't know who's sharing my stuff unless you don't tag me to it.
Yeah.
But it's like with one of my last guests that I had last week that brought him on the show, like there's so many people that shared that and was just talking about like just listening, intuition, listen to your lady, things like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's awesome.
For sure.
And like the more you put yourself out there too, right? And in your community and with doing things like this, and you're constantly growing and learning.
Of course.
And yeah, I think it's wonderful. So I appreciate you
Yes.
for having me on your show.
Yes.
And hopefully lots of people will be able to share and
For sure. And I'll be at F45. But there's only one condition, because I'm in the negotiation stage.
Okay.
You got to put on a pair of gloves and go hit the bag.
Oh.
That's the only deal.
Oh yeah, that's actually how I was at the fight to end.
We don't talk.
I was at the fight to end and I was like, so that day that I met you, at that networking event, I was like, okay, this guy's got energy. How do I know? And then when I looked you up, I was like, I saw you fight because we sponsor. We make all
you saw me there.
Hold on. Did you have a mouth guard made by my husband? Because he made all the mouth guards.
Wait, that's a dental office?
Well, he made all the mouth guards.
I didn't know that. This is breaking news. I got to talk to Brett now. But no, I'm coming at 45.
Okay. I'll put gloves on.
And you got to put gloves on.
Okay.
And hit the bag.
100%.
For an hour.
Done.
And then maybe you go for fight to end.
Oh, gosh. My husband keeps telling me I'm not allowed to.
I'll talk to Bill.
Because I'll break my teeth or something.
You won't. You won't.
I'll get knocked out or something.
You'll get knocked out?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I'm just going to say this.
I just don't want people hitting me.
No,
that scares me.
I'll just say this. It's for charity is one thing. But I look at the height, the athleticism.
Do I have to overcome fear?
Ooh.
I have to overcome my fear of this. That's why I have to do it, maybe.
Listen, I'm here for that. And I think it's must see, but they just got to find you the right matchup.
Yeah.
I wonder who they could find out there. There's some people I can think of, or maybe you have some you want to call out, but we'll do it on the next episode. Let's call them out on the next episode. I'll go through. We'll go through the city.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody. There's got to be somebody you would want to call out.
Maybe. Cut.
Meaghan, I appreciate you. Let's end the episode here before things get wild.
Before we get in trouble. Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you.
All right.